Hey, good morning. Happy Friday, TGIF. I want to share with you 3 tips to help keep the weight off. Over the weekend, it's typically where people struggle the most, so I figured I'd just come on here and share with you what I believe to be some of the really 3 of the top tips that you can use to help keep that weight off over the weekends. And if you're coming on here live, say hello, say hi. Wave, let me know you're here, let me know you're live, let me know you survived the week. If you're on this replay, same thing. You can drop replay so I know when you watch. I'd love to come back and connect with you and find out what you're doing for the weekend. Hopefully it doesn't become your weekend, so to speak. I want you to enjoy it, live the life that you probably want to live, enjoy the weekends, and you should be able to do that. But I have 3 tips for you, especially if your weekends are the areas, those 3 days between Friday after work maybe or Friday evening and all through Saturday and then in Sunday, you tend to get off track. It's a whole lot easier when you have a set schedule on maybe Monday through Friday and then the weekends come. And, whether it be because you feel like you deserve to kick back and relax, you worked hard during the week, and you probably did. You probably had a full week. When you're like me and you have kids that you're taking care of, you got high school, teenagers, and all that kind of stuff. You have your work, your business. Maybe you're doing some commuting. Maybe you're doing your work through Zoom and all the challenges that come about that, having all the snacks right nearby. But you do pretty well, right? Because you have a little bit of a plan, maybe some structure. But the weekends come and it becomes your weekends. But I have 3 tips for you to help you keep the weight off through the weekends. Maybe you had some success, and if you weigh yourself every day and you noticed at the end of the week it's Friday and you saw the weight went down and you were like, awesome, I lost 2 pounds. And then what happens on Monday is Monday comes back around and you jump on the scale, or you don't, because you know what's going to happen on Monday because of what you've done on Friday night through Sunday evening. So 3 tips. First and foremost, as far as to get through the weekend, you got to ask yourself, what do you want? Good morning, Marianne. Good morning. And if you come on here, just let me know you're here. Love to hear what you have going on for the weekend. I appreciate you, Marianne, for jumping in. And the rest of you, if you're coming on live, let me know you're here. Just wave. Love to connect with you. Whether this is your very first time, I think we're in episode, 330 that I put in there? 330 of the Daily Dose. 330 days ago, I started this Daily Dose, and to help provide some encouragement, inspiration, and also give you useful tips like the one I'm going to give you, which is actually 3. If you want to keep the weight off over the weekends, the first thing you got to actually ask yourself is what do you want to see happen come Monday? Do you want to see your weight go back up, or do you see the scale go back up, or do you want to see the hard work you put in during the week? And maybe you don't put in hard work during the week, and the weekend is just kind of like the week, and you enjoy yourself all through the 7 days that we have each week. If that's the case, and probably I can't help you, and this probably won't be really pertinent to you. But if you're struggling and challenging, hey, good morning, Wendy and Tara. Good morning to you. Appreciate you for being on here. Let me know. I tend to look into the camera because I want to be speaking to you instead of looking down to who's in. But I'll occasionally peek on there and see. So good morning to you. But first and foremost, you got to ask yourself, what do you want to, really, where do you want to be at? If your weekends are continuing, if maybe the weekends for the last 10 years have been your weakest link, right? Then maybe it's time to strengthen that link. Maybe it's time to get out of, so to speak, the thing that's holding you back. Maybe you feel like you're in handcuffs. You feel like you're locked down, so to speak, before our lockdowns ever happened. And you feel like that's the one thing that gets in the way. The weekends, you just develop some poor habits. You maybe go a little bit off track, or a lot off track, or completely off track. Maybe you've never even been on track to begin with. So first and foremost, you got to know what do you want to get out of it? Like, you have to ask yourself, do you want to get your weight off? Do you want the 20, 30, 50 plus pounds off your body? Or do you want to enjoy your weekends? You honestly, unfortunately, can't have it both ways, at least initially. Hear me out, at least initially. What I mean by that is you can have freedom in your weekends. In fact, my wife and I had a great date night. Now, we don't do date night over the weekend. We might go out, but Thursday night's our date night, and I enjoyed some pizza. I'm going to claim it. I'm real. I'm transparent. I don't only eat lettuce and cucumbers and put lemon in my water and stuff. I had Diet Coke last night, and we had a real pizza. It was actually brick oven pizza. We rode our bikes, so partly it was a active date night, right? We justified getting our pizza, but we rode about 3 miles, 2.5 miles down to a place on our bike. It was a beautiful night. My wife said, let's do it. She planned out date night, and she said, let's go for a bike ride down to our favorite pizza place. And we had some brick oven, and we shared some pizza. We had leftovers. We didn't stuff ourselves. I had Diet Coke. and we enjoyed our time together. It was nice, and there's freedom. There's freedom in that, and maybe you're saying, well, Mark, I want that. You're telling me I can do that. Yes, I'm telling you, you can actually have that kind of freedom. But in order to get there, you got to get beyond what's keeping you from being at the weight you want to be and the health you want to be in. And unfortunately, until you get a grab a hold of not just where you want to be in the end of the weekend, where do you want to be with your body? Look, it's 56 days that has been gone in this year so far. 56 days in 2021, right? 2 months are down. If you're exactly in the same place that you were in, or maybe even worse, and you said, no, 2020 was a hot mess, and I get it, it was stressful. 2020 was the worst year. I was so struggling that, and I let myself go, and I let my body go, and I put on the COVID-19, and you said 2021, Mark, is going to be different. 2021, I'm going to get my act together. I'm going to change my ways. And here you are 2 months later, and you're still struggling. And I've heard it because I reach out to people and I know, and I ask, are you making progress? Yes, slow going. Well, why? Why? Is it because of your weekend? So you got to ask yourself, what do you want to truly achieve? If you want to get yourself and your health and your life back in order, what do you want to achieve? Do you want to enjoy date nights with your spouse and go and enjoy some pizza and maybe, or even a real Coke or whatever it is, sweet tea if you want to enjoy that? You can build that in, but if you're only focused on that, if you're not focused on how you're going to get there and focused on what is getting in the way, like the weekends, and you're going to always struggle on the weekends. If you're not willing to change has to happen if you want to see change happen in your body and your health and your life. So that's the first thing, right? So the second thing, so the first thing is to figure out what you want most versus what you want now, right? That's the first thing. The second thing is and this is actually pretty straightforward, is making a plan for your weekend. Okay, if you know that you typically have a struggle Friday night and you typically have struggle Saturday, is actually to write it, map it out. What's preventing you from mapping out what you want? Are you afraid to see? Maybe you need to map out what typical weekends look like first. Literally write down maybe last weekend. Maybe you don't even want to look. It's behind you. Like put it behind you, because the last weekend I went loose. I went all out and I drank all the drinks and snacked all the snacks and ate all the food and indulged way more than I probably should have. Does that sound familiar? Go ahead. You can drop it. You can claim it. You can claim it below. And listen, hey, if you're watching this and you find these 3 tips really, really helpful, the first one, you have to see what you want more versus what you want most. Like, do you want to get your health and your life back in order, or do you just want to keep struggling over the weekends? That's the first thing. The second thing is to map out a plan. Literally, the way to map out a plan and to improve on your weekends is to actually take a look at what you're actually already doing on the weekends. If you're throwing down, and then this is no judgment. This is if you're wanting to improve and wanting to maybe attack the weekends and enjoy. I say attack them meaning you take control of your weekends. Don't let the weekends take control of you. And that's typically what happens. The weekends control people. You get in these habits that get in the way, and you sit around maybe and watch Netflix rerun. Hey, don't get me wrong, I got nothing against Netflix. We're watching A Little Long Wire right now, and we're getting sucked in a little bit. When we're enjoying that, but we're also making sure that we're in lines with our goals, like our goals that are lined up. And how do we know our goals are lined up? Well, we mapped it out. We mapped out that vision. What's the vision you have? Like the vision you want. Do you want to be struggling next year listening to me in episode 990 or whatever, 660 a year from now? And I'm on here and you're like, I've been listening to you, but I haven't been taking any action. You can listen to me all you want and be inspired all you want, but if you don't take action, you might as well stop wasting your time and honestly turn off Facebook, actually get rid of your phone and maybe pick up some other kind of hobby, right? But at the end of the day, if you really want to see change, you got to plan it out. You got to map it out. That's the second thing. So the first thing is before you even plan out is, what do you want to achieve? Like, what are you trying to ultimately achieve? When you're like, oh, well, I want to lose 30 pounds. Well, I'm going to ask you the second question. Why the hell do you want to lose the weight? Why the hell do you want to lose the weight? Is it so that you can look good in a pair of jeans, look good naked for your spouse? We talked about that the other day, right? The spicy, have your hot, spicy time in date night, right? Get it. You want to be more comfortable in your own skin. You want to fit in clothes. Maybe you want to be more confident. Maybe you have a business that you run and you run it well and you're really good in business. Chances are you're probably awesome at it. But think about how when you have even more confidence, who knows, you could become more successful in your business. I know it's helping for me by having more confidence in my business, by being in shape. It also helps that I'm the coach, so I have to be in shape, right? right? So that's the first thing is knowing what you want most. The second thing is planning it out. And the third thing, which I think typically is where people really tend to fall short, is they got nobody pushing them. There's nobody pushing them. Maybe there's that spouse at home that's saying, "Huh, honey, I love you the way," and that's awesome that your spouse is, but they're not you. And if you're not comfortable in your own skin, or not even comfortable sharing that with your spouse, maybe your spouse never even knows. Maybe they're in the dark. And I would say is to maybe actually have a heart to heart, like, honey, I'm 50 pounds more than I was when I married, and I know you love me. And I know you're there for me. I know it's till death do us part, but I don't feel comfortable. I don't even want to be intimate. I don't really even want to go out on date night. I don't want to. I love you too, honey, but I feel terrible. I hate myself, the way I look and feel. I hear this all the freaking time. I hear this from people. So the one thing that helps, I can tell you, and typically is where people fall short, you may get where you know what you want most, and you may get where you even have a plan, but then you don't have the support. You don't have access to somebody that's going to push you, beyond your limits, beyond where you fall short on the weekend. It's going to push you to holding you accountable, to making sure that not only that what you want most is the objective, is having the plan, and then holding you to doing it. And, unfortunately, sometimes it takes investing in yourself and investing in a coach to hold you accountable, because at the end of the day, I think I said that twice, but truly what it comes down to, the bottom line, let's just go there. The bottom line is when you invest in yourself, when you're literally, and I'm talking money, when you get some skin in the game and you pay to have a coach help you, you're going to pay more attention. Like I have coaches. I'm going to just be open. I have like a dozen coaches, I feel like. I had one of them actually, I meet with a group of guys now. It's not something, I invest time every Friday morning in other guys. Sorry, this is a neighbor's dog. But I also invest in myself, in my business. I invest in my health. Now, I'm the fitness coach, and I'm paying a fitness coach to help me. Why? Because I want to pay more attention to my fitness goals. I have a vision for my health and my fitness. And it's not yours, it's my vision. It's not yours. Your vision is your vision. Your vision is not your spouse's vision. Your vision is not your best friend's vision. Your vision is your vision. So what I'm asking you is, what's the vision you have? Where do you want to be? Do you want to continue to struggle? Is your vision to a year from now and another 56 days into 2022 still be stuck with where you're at? Still be stuck being 20, 30, 40 pounds overweight, 50 plus pounds overweight, still stuck in a rut, still stuck knowing the weekends are your weekends and you have no plan in place, you have no structure, you'd have no accountability, you have no support, right? Here, I hate to be the bearer of bad news. It's why actually people like me exist. I say is that we help. There's coaches. I'm not the only one. I might not be a good fit for you. I work typically with men and women over 40, moms and dads, busy moms and dads over 40, 50, 60, who struggle in that department, who struggle on their weekends, who struggle with accountability, who struggle with support, who struggle with structure and guidance. And you know what? There's a lot of people out there, and you might be one of them, and you're going to continue to struggle if you continue to try to wing it on your own. It's just how it works. And I have this conversation a lot. You're probably amazing. I would imagine you're amazing at so many things. You probably have gifts. You're gifted probably as a business owner. You're maybe gifted in your finances and gifted in maybe making great business transactions. You may be really gifted in parenting. Maybe you're a grandparent and you're an amazing grandparent, and maybe you're super gifted in being a great neighbor and taking care of your house, and maybe you're just a great friend and you have that dialed in, and maybe you're super successful at all of those things. But maybe that's the problem that's getting in the way, because you're thinking if you're amazing and you're doing great at all these other things, why can't you get yourself and your health and your life in order? Well, it's okay to not be perfect. It's okay to not be amazing at everything. I'm not. In fact, I come up short all of the time. It's why I have coaches. It's why I've invested in myself. It's why I had to, if I had it my way, those dogs would not be around anymore. But instead, we had to put up a big fence so that our dog doesn't crush through and kill those dogs next door. Again, I had to take action steps to make sure that my dog doesn't cause any more medical bills. Again, that's a whole nother story. But truthfully, at the most for getting through the weekend, the 3 tips, let's just review. Know what you want most going into your weekend. No, is it really going to taste that much better if you have, I'm going to say this as I say it to myself, is it going to really taste that much better if you eat 4 pieces of pizza versus 1 piece of pizza? No. Is it really going to be better if you throw down a bottle of wine every night or enjoy 1 bottle of wine with your spouse on a date night per se? Probably not. It might taste good on the way, but it's so short lasting, it's not going to be fully satisfied. But think about the satisfaction. Think about the satisfaction if you can enjoy yourself, enjoy your weekends, enjoy time with your family, enjoy being active and fit and healthy, and have all those things and still be able to enjoy like pizza out, or to enjoy, a special moment or a special birthday celebration. Isn't that truly living? Like, that to me is what I want. And I want to push. I'm that guy. I want to push. I might not be for you, but I want to be the person that can help push. And here's what's awesome about this. There's like this whole ripple effect, because then when you get a taste of that, so to speak, you have your weekend where you succeed and you say, Mark, I succeeded. And Mark, guess what? The scale didn't go back up this weekend. In fact, Mark, guess what? The scale this week went down on Monday when I got on the scale. And guess what, Mark? I know why. Because Mark, I knew what I wanted to get out of the weekend. Mark, I even made a plan to get through the weekend. Mark, thank you so much for your accountability. Again, and I'm not like your savior or anything, but I'm saying that a lot of times you just are beating yourselves up. You're not giving yourselves not just grace and I would say being merciful for yourself, like having the grace to get through, but to learn from your mistakes. Maybe you lose 3 pounds every single week and then put the 3 pounds back on over the weekend. So maybe you've lost 50 pounds over the course of the last 6 months, but you put the 50 pounds back on because your weekends became your weekends. Because maybe you didn't have those 3 things in line. You didn't have the vision that you wanted bad enough as far as why you're going to make a plan, which is the second thing, through the weekend, and you never set up any accountability. You didn't have any support, right? You relied on your own efforts, and while you're taking care of all the things you're doing awesome in, you didn't actually give yourself even a chance to win. I want you to win. If you want to win right now, I want to win. Here, you can claim it. There's no shame in this. I want to win. I want you to put that down in the comments right now. Please own it. What's preventing you from owning it? I'm not telling you got to do it with me. I'm just telling you, I want you to win. I want to win. Put that down. When you say that to yourself, I want to win, then maybe winning for you is getting through the weekend, making a plan, saying, hey, I need to have accountability. I need to have support. Maybe it's from a friend. Maybe it's from a neighbor. Maybe it's from a family member. I haven't found those to be not nearly as good because you're not going to pay them. You're not going to invest in them. And when you pay more attention. It's time to pay more attention, right? Again, that's what it comes down to. So I'm going to encourage you this weekend. I hope you have a successful weekend. I hope you can get out of those so to speak shackles maybe that are preventing you from living the life that you're meant to live and the life that God is pursuing for you. He has a purpose and a plan for your life. And I don't think it's meant to go through life mediocre. I don't think it's meant to not find your true potential. That's just me. That might not be you. Maybe you feel like you've maximized your full potential, but I only want to find the only time I want to maximize my full, or feel like I've fully maximized is on my deathbed. I want to keep pursuing my maximum full potential. And sometimes it helps having people push you along. Right? That's all I have. Take care. I hope these 3 tips helped. If they help, just share below. But also, I want to win. Mary Ann wants to win. I want to know if you're on here, if you want to win. Tara and Mary Ann. And who else is on here? Wendy and Kathy and Tara. And who else? Tom, good morning, man. TGIF. Yes. Tom is a winner. I know he wants to win. I know Marianne wants to win. I know Catherine wants to win. I know Tara wants to win. She's watching again. Am I going to help you win? I don't know, but I want you to win. And if your weekends end up really where you struggle with your health, with your weight, with your life, I want you to win. And sometimes it takes really maybe some outside eyes. Maybe it takes wanting what you want most and then making a plan to get through it and having somebody to push you along. Does that sound good? Anyway, I got to run. Take care. I got to make some breakfast and start my day. Hope you have an amazing weekend. I'll talk to you later. God bless.